Hello everyone. Hi, how are you? Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Y'all irritated with me. Y'all irritated with me, huh? I know. I just keep like recording like and uploading random videos and then I just disappear and then I come back and then I disappear. But today I wanted to bring you something a little different. Kind of, sort of, but not really. I wanted to bring y'all this little like makeup and mental health series. Lord, give me strength and the gift of consistency. I just really want to talk to y'all. Like, I talk to you guys all the, well, not all the time, child, but when I do talk, I like to like catch you up about my life, how I'm healing, stuff that I'm going through, because I just feel like I'm such a vulnerable, open person, and I really feel like that is my superpower to share with the world. I really like to chat with y'all, share my experiences. If you happen to be my Facebook friend, which my Facebook is pretty locked down, so not everybody can be on that, girl, but if you have VIP access to the club, then you know, like, I get really deep, I get really open, very emotional. I really like to share my story. I am a domestic violence survivor, so you guys have probably seen that video. If not, I'll link it somewhere up through here. My life has just changed so much for that experience. Like, I started therapy, we're going on 2 years now, and yeah, like, everything changed. Like, my life hit a whole entire 180. That'd be right? 180, because 360 would be going back to the same old bullshit, right? Basically, just pour up yourself a little glass of whatever you like to sip, water, wine, tea, girl, all the above. I'm just going to be doing my makeup during this series and talking to y'all. If you scroll through my channel, I have a couple of other videos, and we just talk, we just kiki, we just get really open and intimate, like, on this channel, you feel me? I'm still going to be doing the 90 Day Fiance series, because in addition to this, like, I want to have some comedy, like a little bit of comedic relief, because girl, it might get fooling around with me, like, you might want to bring the tissue box, sus. So I got my new little party cap on. I've been watching a lot of Brittany Vaughn. I love her. I absolutely love me some Brittany Vaughn. Like, she's been shouting out my brand and stuff in her videos. Like, Brittany is everything. But that's my Scorpio sis at heart. I'm a Scorpio rising, hunty. And so she's always talking about how mama got a new party cap. Talking about her wig. So yes, honey, this girl came from Amazon. I just popped her on today. I did not have to pluck the hairline or anything. She is fresh out the package. I just deep waved her, cut the lace, and laid her down with a little bit of got to be spray, honey. So I'm just stepping out tonight, keeping it real cute. You know, this Omarion is running rampant, so we gonna keep it really, really cute. Okay, and we just gonna kiki and do some makeup. There's only a little bit of product in this hair. She was really inexpensive. I'll link it down below. I don't even remember how much I paid. I'm more than positive it was under 200. Like, it's really affordable. But she about whisper thin, honey. She about, you know, this girl, she ain't got too much volume, okay? So I'm just gonna let you know now. But with these deep waves and just shaking it up, I hope that she's cute for the night and, you know, maybe like a month or so. We gonna see what happens. I already got my brows on because I was working earlier, so I actually had some lashes on too. As you can see, a little bit of mascara residue, but we just gonna work over that. Yeah, just ignore it. So how is everyone doing at the start of 2022, sis? Like, what's your tea? What's your resolutions? What are you planning on doing this year? 2022, when you add it all up, being the year of the 6th. Girl, let me put this phone on vibrate, my bad. Not Uber Eats being in my business, knowing that I'm hungry. Talking about $20 off and redeemed. But yeah, what do you guys want to focus on this year? Like I said, 2022, adding up to the 6th, it's all about peace, love, harmony, and balance. I feel like I just had a lisp, but like peace, love, harmony, and balance. Word to Mike Tyson. I'm just playing, Mike. Please don't come for me. Please, I don't want no smoke, okay? I'm just being silly. Please, no smoke. Side note, I am gonna list everything that I used in today's video in the comments, or not the comment section, the child. I am gonna list everything that I used down in the description box. Jeez, I cannot, like, I'm like salivating. This is not really to focus on the makeup. I just like doing makeup. You guys seem to like watching me do my makeup, so this gives me something to do while I chop it up with y'all. I know that I, for one, am very, very excited about this year. And New Year's are always really exciting for me because it does kind of feel like a blank slate or like a fresh start in a sense. Not to say that you need or require a brand new year in order to do, you know, things that you wanted to do in order to make changes, but it's something about the first of the year where it just feels like everything is not necessarily being wiped away, but it just is like a breath of fresh air. I have some magazines and I've been meaning to do a vision board, but I haven't done mine yet. I like doing vision boards, but it's one of those things where it's just so time consuming, or at least it can be for me, because I don't really like to rush through them. I like to be, you know, really intentional. So I like to meditate and like really focus on what I want to manifest, and then just kind of like have an eye. Hold on, let me try this again. I want to have an idea of the things that I'm looking to cut out in the magazine, but then as I stumble across other things, it's like, oh yeah, I want to manifest that too. So with that being said, I just like to take my time and go through things one by one. I did want to open up to you guys about my disability, and I say it like that because, I mean, medically it is classified as a disability, but I don't feel like, you know, the term disability, I feel like has like such a negative connotation obviously behind it, and I can actually do quite a bit of things now. I'm gonna insert some pictures so you guys can kind of see like where I started at 2 years ago versus where I'm at now. Almost 2 years ago, February 1st, I found myself jumping out of a 10 to 15 foot like drop from my bedroom window. It was on the second floor of my apartment at the time. This is when I was living in North Hollywood. I'm back home in Omaha, Nebraska now. But yeah, this is when I had my apartment with my roommate, and my ex broke into it. He didn't have anything to protect myself. He was literally trying to KILL me for like 2 days straight. It was seriously like some Michael Myers shit. He would not go away. He would not leave me alone. He would not stop harassing me. And something told me that I shouldn't stay at home by myself that night. But I didn't listen to my intuition, and he ended up breaking in, and I ended up jumping out that window to save my butt. So when I landed like on my feet, but I toppled over so hard that I ended up breaking my back, fracturing my right foot, and my left foot has severe nerve damage, which is called foot drop. That night, I mean, not even night, because it was like 5 something in the morning when that happened, but it's really, I mean, obviously it's changed my life. It's made me have a whole new outlook and perspective on life. You know, I feel like I mean, I'm still a procrastinator, but now it's like I really just feel like I have a second chance at life, you know? First of all, when I jumped, I had to clear a fence because there was the pool's all the way on the other side. Straight down from my window was like a glass table. So I literally had to jump and like clear a fence and landed in the driveway, which is all gravel. I'm so lucky and blessed to even be here, to be walking, talking, moving. Remember when I was in the hospital in California and a nurse came in and was like, oh, you can talk? Like, you could move a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm functioning as best as I can. And she, and I quote, said, oh, I'm sorry, most of my spinal injury patients are vegetables. And I was like, perspective, good to know. Really knowing and obviously seeing that your life can change in the blink of an eye, it really changed everything for me. So even when I was in the hospital, like my lash company, which is called Marie Kirk, it was Marie Kirk Los Angeles is like the full name, but well, it's Marie Kirk Lashes now. That's a whole other thing. We'll talk about that later, like this whole like name changing and rebranding. We'll get to that maybe in this video actually. But anyhow, it was Marie Kirk, and then it was the Mink Shop, and then we changed back to Marie Kirk. So when I was in the hospital, like obviously like I can't really go anywhere, I have nothing to do, and the Covisha didn't hit here in the States like it has now. Like this is, like I said, February of last year. So I had time to just like go through my website and like redo everything, really like get down to my branding, understand my vision, what it is I want to do. And being physically unable to work, I've been a makeup artist for well over 10 years. I mean, not like consistently, but hi Tigger. You already know. If you don't know, my cat, she always makes an appearance in my videos. Hi mamas. Yes, hello, say hi to the peoples. Anyhow, sorry. I had a lot of time on my hands, and I had to figure out how I was going to make money, because at the end of the day, like, I had a life before all of that stuff happened, and I have a life to continue to maintain. Like, I still have my phone bill. It's like I had to figure out like what I was gonna do with rent, because I still had a month to pay out. Like, it just, life goes on, you know? And I remember looking at jobs as being like, working as a I think it's called a transcriptor, where you like type like the closed captions, and it was like I don't even remember if I applied or not, but it just didn't call to me. And not that beggars could be choosers, like in that moment I needed whatever income I could get, but everything in me was like, focus on your business, really push your business. I actually had a Big Cartel website, and Big Cartel was like $9.99 a month or something, and I really wanted to upgrade and get better like social media analytics and just have a cleaner storefront like online in general. So I switched over to Shopify, and I remember like selling lashes to one of the nurses. Like, I had a friend bring like my inventory. I basically came home with nothing, but I tell you what, I had that damn inventory. You best believe, honey, I got the inventory. So I had a few lashes, and I was selling it to the nurses, and I'm like, okay. I ended up selling some stuff to a friend online, like a friend like I know, like for real, like we go back a couple years, like back in my Sephora days. She bought some lashes, and that covered my Shopify bill. So I'm like, okay girl, like you can do this, you can do this. So I made a few other investments, like got like mascara wands and stuff like that. Any of you guys are business owners, you know the joy of when somebody is buying your product, and you know the joy of making your money back on any sort of investment. I don't care if it's $5, $500, $5,000, whatever. When you make your money back, you're just like, oh, okay, like anything is possible, right? Like, let's go ahead and kick it up a notch. I got home that March because I spent like a month in the hospital. I celebrated my birthday in the hospital out there, and I'm actually a leap year baby. My birthday is February 29th. It is coming up. I'm a Pisces, y'all. That was the last birthday of my 20s, like my a last final leap year birthday of my 20s. I can say this now, how the feeling was really bittersweet, but at the time, and even still, like I was just so happy to be alive. Like I didn't care if I was spending in the hospital. The nurses made me a little cake. I got my favorite meal at the time, which was their pepperoni pizza. It was so bomb. If y'all have ever had to unfortunately experience hospital food, you know they can't season it very much. You know, people have like sensitivities, and like you can be given like high sodium and garlic powder and stuff like that to everybody. But yeah, that pizza girl, she was hitting. When I was living in Los Angeles, I was a makeup artist, but sometimes it was full-time, sometimes it was part-time. I was really doubting myself and just not doing it consistently. I would like get job offers and be like, oh, I'm busy, I have something else going on. Like I was always checking it out on opportunities. Such a nervous, anxious wreck. Like it's not even funny how anxious and nervous I truly was, how scared I was to be amongst like all those bomb makeup artists, as if I'm not a bomb makeup artist myself. Skill set develops over time, right? So it's like we have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. But I'm gonna tell you something, I've been that makeup girl here, I'm still that makeup girl here, but out in Los Angeles I was like, oh girl, you don't compare where you don't compete. I had nothing to worry about, but I was like really worrying. So I ended up getting rid of my makeup kit. When I was in the hospital, broke that girl down, let the nurses go ham, took some stuff home with me that I was able to like disinfect for personal use. So I came home with no makeup kit, no hair kit. My whole life, years and years of building this kit, both of these kits, hair and makeup, to come back with nothing, neither one of them. I actually got really lucky because I had posted that I was doing wig revamps, and I was basically taking synthetic wigs and revamping them. Like I was plucking the hairlines, I was customizing the part, just like what you do for a regular wig, except for it was for the synthetic girls. And granted, you are limited to what you can do with the synthetic wig, but depending on the quality of the wig itself, you know, you can finesse it a little bit. You can make it do what it do. I ended up getting this, hold on, let me get the lip, sorry. I ended up getting this really dope client. Oh my god, that girl, I don't think she understands how much she saved my life at the time. This client would come through with high quality human, like virgin hair, like bomb lace front wigs, have me pluck them, customize them, shampoo them, style them, and I could do all of this while sitting down. Now, I was using a walker in a wheelchair from, you know, the time of my injury, so like February up until June. Even when I was able to walk again, it's like I'm still building up that strength. Yeah, I was able to do these wigs while I'm sitting down, and she would just drop off like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and I would just bust those girls out, have them ready by like the next day or the following, you know, whatever the occasion called for. And it really gave me practice to keep my hands working too, because you know, once you stop doing hair or doing makeup or something, you kind of lose it a little bit. I mean, it is like a bike. Like once you get back on it, you're like, oh, this is how it works. Like, okay, but you know, I notice even now, like when I do my makeup sometimes, I'm like, dang, my technique seems like it's really outdated. Like I really stopped paying attention to makeup and beauty and like really stopped working at it. Like even look at how I'm applying my eyeshadow primer. Like it's fucking 2016 right now. That definitely worked. It was an amazing side hustle to give me money to pay for my phone bill and stuff like that, pitching a little bit around my mom's house, because you know, I don't know if I said that or not, but that's who I was staying with. You guys probably know that if you watch my other videos. Fast forward to 2021, I started dating again, and my love life is still pretty non-existent. So none of those guys, like they're not here today in the picture, whatever. But I started getting, you know, the confidence back a little bit to date. The one thing that I really struggled with though is intimacy. Yes, I mean it in that way, but just to really want to open up and connect with someone, you know. I really struggled with connecting with someone in that way because my ex would actually abuse me, and I don't think enough people, enough survivors, first of all, you never really hear the aftermath of a lot of survivors. We don't like talk about our healing and how we're processing everything. But yeah, I was struggling, y'all, and that's such a vulnerable, sensitive thing. And you know how these guys are, so it's like when somebody's like trying to press up on you in that way, it was just like ugh, I don't know what that sound effect was, but yeah, that was the mood. That's how I was feeling. Fast forward to summer of 2021, I met the most amazing human being. Like, I don't know if you guys are into like soulmates or karmic relationships or twin flames or any of that. I think it was a karmic relationship, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of times, I want to say as survivors, but I'm only going to speak for myself, I noticed a big pattern that I have in this particular person. I really have a pattern and a bad habit of, girl, not my backlight being turned off the whole time. Sorry about that. I have a really bad habit of going after people who are very emotionally unavailable. And this person, they showed me that they could be emotionally available, they could be open, they could be vulnerable, but then they would take it back. And then they would give it to me, and then they would take it back. So just based off my track record with relationships and being in abusive ones in the past, it did have me looking at like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Like, why am I connecting with such just toxic people is the best way to describe it. Why am I chasing after people? Why am I so desperate to make situations work that are just not supposed to work? You know, it doesn't always mean that it's not supposed to work forever, because I know a lot of us keep an open mind of like, well, what if they come back and I miss my ex and da-da-da. If you let someone go and they come back around to you, oftentimes it is for a test. Like, there is a lesson to be learned. Did you learn the lesson? Is this a repeat cycle? You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot, and I learned how much I hold on to things that just don't serve me. Be that relationships, poor ways of thinking, jobs, friends, hell, decor that is just old and outdated, shit, makeup that's old and outdated. I hang on to a lot of stuff that just does not need to be held on to. You want to be held on to, but you are heavy. You's a heavy, you eating good. You's a heavy girl. I need you to get down, Momo. I do love you. I know. I love you so much, but you're not having it. You're not having it. I really do need you to get down. Okay, I love you. Bye. That's my little bestie. She is just everything. Oh, your tail's caught between my legs. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I learned that I'm basically attracting the same person, just wearing different shoes in a sense. Allowing people to gaslight and manipulate me. And I don't know if necessarily everybody comes in with intentions of like, I'm a gaslighter, I'm a manipulator, but you can really be a gaslighter and manipulator without like intentionally being one. Like, and even if you don't mean to do it and you're doing it to someone and they're telling you that you're doing it, just believe them and stop that shit. Thank you so much. And if you know that you're being gaslit and manipulated, like, this would be a good time for you to like really evaluate the situation and go on with your life. Like, it's just too much. It's just way too chaotic. And then that whole runner and chaser dynamic that was happening was just, oh my gosh, it became so exhausting. But it taught me a lot, and it taught me to get really strict about my boundaries, especially when I'm dating people. Really get strict about what it is that I want for myself, be that my personal life, my career life, my health goals, my romantic relationship goals. Like, I gotta be more clear about what I want, and I'm really learning how to do that, and that it's mandatory to do that. Because if you just leave the door open for any old body to come in, well then, yeah, like, any old body is gonna come in. And it's already hard enough as a survivor to even open yourself up to the idea of being with someone else. At least for me it is. Some people might be able to, like, go all, you know, with their lives and just, I don't know, just pick up where they left off with no problem. But for me, it just takes a lot to connect. Like, because me and that person didn't work out from the summer, and that was the person I felt the closest and the most connected to, I'm struggling to even let that go in order to move forward with a new connection, because certain standards have been set now because I've seen what I wanted in anyone I've dated. I've seen lessons, I've seen where I need to heal, where I need to grow, and all of these situations have molded me up to this point where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to tolerate, this is not what I'm going to tolerate, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I can be patient with, this is not what I can be patient with. Now that the tone has somewhat been set, I know that, first of all, you can't compare, you know, your past relationships to your new ones. But you can definitely take lessons that you've learned and apply them to new situations. Why wouldn't you? That's why you're learning lessons. Yeah, as far as my love life goes, again, it's pretty much non-existent. I am good on dating for a while. I just want to have the time to focus on myself, my career, and so that's what we're about to jump into for our next subject. So back in October of 2021, I started training as a lash technician. Lash extensions are so popular, you know, everybody's getting them, they're mad trendy, and then I have a lash business already, so it just kind of made sense to me. But also, I just wasn't ready to like really get back into doing makeup, and I'm sure not trying to go back into hair. I'm a liability for salons, y'all, because I lose my balance sometimes. I could just be standing and just whoop. So imagine doing that when I got like shears and the blow dryer in my hand, but then smack my damn client. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. It really is a lot. I get tired, I need to sit down, rest my feet, and so I don't want to be that girl in the break room where people's hating like, why does she get to sit all day? Bitch, because I have an injury. Are you kidding me? Like, mind your business, Tammy. It's not ideal for me to go back into salon. I'm not standing on my feet for like 8 hours a day. Your girl just can't do it. So I decided that being a lash technician would be a much better route, because I would be able to sit and service clients and still make money in order to sustain myself. So I'm like, okay. And I would really like to be a master lash artist so I can train other girls how to do lashes and kind of like capitalize like the Marie Kirk way, like trademark the Marie Kirk way, you feel me? It gives me a connection to beauty, although it's much different than what I'm used to. But I've been applying like individual lashes on people for years, so I was feeling pretty confident. Girl, let me tell you, that shit is so motherfucking difficult and time consuming. Girl, them little individuals ain't got nothing on these lash extensions, girl. Like, it is so tedious. I have the utmost respect for every and any lash tech on the face of this planet, because that service is no joke. You are like hunched over, isolating one individual lash, putting one single lash on top, or if you're doing volume or hybrid, like you're putting like a little cluster on top, but regardless, you are isolating each individual lash. both lids. Like, oh my gosh, my eyes was like, it's so crazy, but it has been one of the best decisions that I could have ever made for myself. I'm very spiritual. I'm into like the tarot and the oracle cards and all that, girl. I be doing my thing, okay? I be doing my thug fizzle with my readings. And to meet so many other women who are very empowering and very spiritual, and we do readings on each other and like just share that amazing energy. I have never experienced anything like that before with any of my makeup clients, any of my hair clients. And that's not to say that my makeup and hair clients that I had before were not amazing, but it is a different kind of energy. Tiggy, please have a seat. It is a completely different kind of energy, truly, and it's something that I just never saw myself doing. The tarot cards either, like, girl, that's a whole other journey we'll talk about in another video, like, seriously. But I just didn't envision myself, girl, let me keep working, because look here, I got somewhere to be, okay? And I'm just talking and not working. Dang. Lashes have just been amazing because, like I said, I can sit while I'm working, and I found a way that I'm able to make like an actual sustainable income. I'm not booked up the wahoo or super busy at the moment to where I could get like a studio location, but that is something that I would really like to work and move forward towards. So that's another reason why I changed my brand name from Marie Kirk Los Angeles. That's still the LLC name, but Marie Kirk Lashes is now the brand name. So you guys are gonna see like brand new logo, packaging on the strip lashes and stuff like that. So I just wanted everything to be cohesive because I have another Instagram. So I have Marie Kirk Lashes and then Marie Kirk Lash Studio. Eventually I am gonna bring back makeup services probably sometime in February because I have brides for this year that I have to obviously service, and I need a kit. I'm missing out on bookings all the time, so I think it is time to go ahead and open up back shop. It's just, I don't know, I'm just like being pessimistic about it or something. Like, I don't know what my problem is with that, really. The lash extension thing, she is working out. It's been so great to set my own hours, work my own schedule, do my own thing. I actually have not worked for someone in, we're talking about like 2 years now. So to go back to like a 9-to-5 or any type of employer would be really, really weird. Like, I genuinely can't see myself doing that. I'm a hustler by nature. Like, I'd rather be in control of the money that I make and, you know, not have somebody tell me like how much I'm worth by like how much hourly, you know, they give me and stuff like that. I've been able to make my rent in a week or like a couple of days, and it just really, it changes everything. At least it has for me. And it's such a good feeling too, because I've stayed in poor relationships for such a long time because I was being financially codependent. You know, I was like, oh, I'm not making enough money by myself, I need this additional income. Even though they treat me like shit, at least they're bringing money to me and blah 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 and gifts and stuff like that. And now it's like I can spoil and finance myself. So it's just a really, really good feeling. 2021, I really gained my independency back. Like, I was able to buy my first car on my own. Not my first car, but like the first car I was able to like purchase by myself without needing a loan or cosigner or anything of that sort. No monthly payments right now. Just bought that girl with cash and called it a day. And then even with my taking the back, even with my apartment, it's like I've never been able to get an apartment on my own. I had to have a roommate or take a loan out, co-signer, stuff like that, have somebody else help me with like my first month's rent and deposit, and I was able to do everything by myself last year. So it's just a really, really good feeling, you know, when you have to start all the way over from scratch and to not have like traditional income, you know, traditional employer situation. Like, it is really, really refreshing to know that I can do this on my own, and I can be financially stable and independent, take care of myself, and yeah, just like live a normal life. All those things are something that I wasn't really sure that I could do on my own. I mean, you hope for it, right? Like, you hope. I'll be 30 next month, so it's like, okay, we got to start getting to the point to where we can become financially stable and independent. But I struggled with that for a long time, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. And I know a lot of survivors can relate that we stay in bad relationships because we are so financially independent on our person. And it's not like any of my exes, especially that one that had me jumping out the window, girl, it's not like he was bringing in home enough bacon for me to like really stay with him. It just didn't even make sense for me to waste all that time. Oh, I forgot to highlight my inner corners, girl. But why was y'all about to let me just walk out here looking incomplete, child? But again, like, he just wasn't doing enough for me to feel like I mean, none of it's justifiable, right? None of it's justifiable. I mean, he could be bringing me home $1,000 a day, and none of that is justifiable, like the way that he treated me and everything that I went through with this person. I have learned so many lessons, and I've really learned ultimately, like, you gotta love on yourself, put yourself first out here in these streets. Like, people are only gonna do to you what you allow them to do. So if you're not setting boundaries, or if you're setting them and then you bending them for this person and folding them and breaking them from that person, everybody's going to expect that from you. You're gonna feel like you gotta fit everyone else's mold, versus people gotta adapt to you too, you know? Like, that's the compromise of relationships, and that's any relationship, be it friendly, like platonic, or romantically, you know, involved. Like, you have to compromise in any relationship, but you also have to be, if you have a boundary that you are firm on, I don't think you need to be compromising on that boundary. Then you have to be in control of what you compromise on, what's worth it, you know what I mean? And as much as you pouring into other people, they gotta be pouring into you the exact same amount, if not more. So I'm just saying. All right, y'all, so I gotta set my face because I gotta get out of here, but I wanted to just get dressed, you know, go ahead and save a little bit of time. Girl, does that even make sense? Like, whatever. Anyhow, I am dressed, looking and feeling so doggone cute. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, listening to my story, watching my video. Like, you guys are everything. You guys have supported me throughout my journey, and even before, like, my whole like situation, like even from like 4 or 5 years ago, like, you guys have just been right by my side. And to both old and new subscribers, like, thank you so much for checking me out on this side of YouTube. Like, I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope you're having a good time. I hope that we can vibe, and yeah, we can just continue to be very open, very personal. Yeah, I don't want to keep on rambling because y'all know I could do that all day long. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm going to feed my girl before I step out. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.